morning and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Today has the potential of being one of those wonderfully perfect days. We are, of course, gonna do a little work on our moving into our home, but not a whole lot, because we have to go see our granddaughter perform in a Christmas musical. And after that, Peter's gonna go to a Christmas party, and I get to stay home alone with my knitting, my Christmas movies, and a whole mountain of chocolate for dinner. So, this could be really, really good. I am going to open up my Advents now so that I know what I have waiting for me later. So let's start by Camijo Knit Day 9. And this is actually going to go into the third section of color work. We're starting a new section of color work with this. Oh, but it's so pretty. Oh, wow. Now that would, look at that. It's a light blue with a lot of brownish golden speckles. Wow, this is a beautiful, oh, there's even orange speckles here. It's beautiful. Wow. That's going to be so exciting to see. Who are you going to play with, little one? That's going to be so exciting. We are also going to open Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. This looks like a Yarn Cafe Creations Day. So let's see what is in this one. Wow. There's a whole theme of this kind of colors going on. Wow, it's beautiful. Look at that, how many, I don't even know how she gets that many colors into one skein, but it is beautiful. Let's check the label to see what we're dealing with here. This is Magic is Might. That was a wonderful color. And finally, to Pia from Pia, Day 9. I actually did use up most of the yarn I gave myself yesterday, and see what we have today. Oh, I know what this is. This is a wonderful, beautiful color, but honestly not a yarn that I love working with. It is the Malabrigo sock. And I don't know, the superwash treatment on this yarn makes it kind of squeaky. Like some acrylic yarns can be squeaky. The Malabrigo sock is too, I think. But the color, whoa. I use this as the main color for one of my versions of the chicken knit. And it's so beautiful. And actually this yarn doesn't bother me when I'm wearing the sweater. It just bothers me to knit with. But I don't mind. I love the color. Wow, it's beautiful. Today I am wearing, see, I remembered, I am wearing my everyday vest, which is just this super simple vest with a crew neck, and yeah, everything is medium on this vest, which means that you can use it with anything. I have so many of these and I use them a lot. Because it's just that little extra warmth without me being overly heated. So I need to show you that I was actually able to do some crochet last night. I am so proud of myself. I was actually able to do just a little bit of crochet last night before I passed out. Look at my little marker. This is where I started last night. Look at that. I am actually quite happy with myself. But yeah, I showed you the blanket in full last night, so I'm not gonna do that again. I just wanted to brag a little. I hope that's okay. Now I'm gonna pack up all the things and I will get to work. See you later. Tonight, I think we're gonna do a little knit and chat because I've gotten some questions that I thought I might as well answer. So my idea is that I am sitting on the couch, knitting away and answering some of your wonderful questions. So if you're up for that, then stay tuned and I will be back in a flash. We are done for today, Miss and I. We have finished all of our work. We have sent Peter off to go to the Christmas party. He's like, are you sure you don't want to come? Have you met me? Of course I don't want to come. I want to stay here and knit on my hyacinth. I have wound up the yarn. This is from the Cami Jo Knits Advent Calendar. This color is from today. This is from yesterday. And this is the day before that. And they go together beautifully, so I am gonna work through the second color work section on my hyacinth tonight. I also have my iPad. I'm gonna be watching Vlogmas as I go. The only thing I need now is just a teeny tiny little snack.
Time for all to settle down, leave their worries all behind, take it slow.
I have now been knitting for a little more than 3 hours and I have been able to finish the color work section on my hyacinth. And yeah, I cannot wait to show you this tomorrow in the daylight because it looks beautiful, but there is no way the camera is gonna do it any kind of justice here tonight. Just trust me, it looks glorious. I am so happy with how these colors are knitting up. I really think they go together so very well. So yeah, this is a happy Pia. I am really enjoying this quiet evening. This is also what Christmas is about. Christmas is about, for me, spending a lot of time with friends and family, but it is definitely also just wasting time. Just relaxing, being present, choosing to do what you do. In Danish, we call it hygge. Hygge is really a big thing in Denmark. I remember once over in Texas, someone asked me, this hygge thing, is it really a thing or is it just something that we think that you do? It's a thing. It is definitely a thing. And I would dare you to follow a Danish person around for just one day without them talking about hygge at least 2 or 3 times, because that is what we do. sometimes we just mean being cozy. That's one sense of the word. It's just being cozy. But there's more to it than just that. It's about intention. It's about choosing to do what you do, to be present with what you do, with who you're with, or in this case, being present with just you, being on your own. So yeah, I am having a very hygge night. As I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of questions that I thought I would just answer now. We could do a little knit and chat. I hope you're comfortably knitting away, because there are some questions that just keeps popping up for good reasons. And of course I answer the questions when I get them, but I thought, let me just answer them here. And also there's a couple of new questions that have come in. I have them on my computer. That's why I get this glow. And it's also why I'm looking down from time to time. Well, that, and I am still knitting, but I am just working the main color in the round. So it's fairly simple knitting that I am doing right now. But yeah, the question that I get the most is a very good one. It is, where do you live? Where do you live? Where does Peter live? Where do you guys live? Out of a suitcase is probably the answer that best reflects reality. But Peter is living and working in Dubai, and I am living in Denmark. I don't want to move to Dubai. I mean, I love Dubai. I love the UAE. Our son lived in Abu Dhabi for some years, and I like the place, but I don't want to live there. For a couple of years, maybe just a year and a half, something like that, I was actually living in Italy while Peter was in Dubai. And I mean, that made totally sense, but then because of family matters, I chose to move back into Denmark. The thing is, if you are Danish and you live outside of Denmark, then you can only be in Denmark for a limited time every year. And I did not want that restriction because of family matters. I wanted to be free to be wherever I wanted to be. And it is working out beautifully. We are together most of the time, but often when Peter goes to Dubai, I will stay here in Denmark. Sometimes he'll also go to Italy and I will stay here. Sometimes he will go to Dubai and I'll go to Italy. We figure things out, and yeah, it makes sense for us. But of course, it is a different situation, and it's probably not going to be forever. But then again, who knows? Right now, we are really enjoying this setup. People also often ask, what does Peter do in Dubai? Why is he in Dubai? He works with construction, apartments. He buys them, sells them, rents them out, renovates. He loves to renovate. He has a project in Italy that some of you might have seen on the podcast. He is almost done with the renovation here in Denmark, and he also does it in Dubai, and actually also on Mallorca, so in Spain. And I knit for a living. That's not true, but I do the pattern design and the pattern writing. That is my job. So I'm basically free to work all over the world. I can easily carry my job along with me. So yeah, that's those questions, and that's probably the questions that I get the most. And as I said, for good reasons. It is a weird setup. Another question that I also get asked a lot is about little Miss. She is passed out over there. But yeah, what about that name? Why is she called Miss? And it's often Danish people who ask, because Miss in Danish translates into something like kitty cat. And she's not a cat. Of course she's not. I mean, she's a dog. Sometimes she forgets, but she is a dog. So why is she called Miss? Yeah. Actually, it goes back to the first dog that Peter and I ever had together. He was named Mistral, after the wind in France. And Mistral was a beautiful name. It was also quite a lot of name for a tiny dog. So very soon he became Miss. And when we went to pick up our Miss, she's a rescue, we were driving home in the car, and I actually had a name, sort of picked out a name that I really liked for a dog. But Peter was like, nah, no, that's not the right name for this one. I think she's a Miss. How could I say no to that? Also, the name really, it suits her. She is kitty catty, which is absolutely perfect. She's a Pomeranian, and as I said, a rescue. She will be 6 come this spring. So I hope that we have between 20 and 30 years with her. I'm telling the universe. People also ask, what about Miss when you travel? Well, very often we will bring her along with us. When we go to Italy, we almost always bring her because she's okay in the car. She doesn't mind the drive there. She's small enough that she can come with us on a plane. She's been that a couple of times, going to Finland and also flying to Italy if we're just going back and forth between Italy and Denmark for just a few days for special functions or meetings. So she oftentimes will come with us. But when we go to Texas to visit the family there, and when we go to Dubai, and when we go on longer flights, we don't want to bring her. It doesn't seem fair to put her through a 12-hour plane ride. I mean, why would we do that? It wouldn't be for her sake, for sure. It would be for ours. But we are so very lucky that here in Denmark, I live on an old farm. Yeah, this old farmhouse that we just renovated. Farms in Denmark are often built almost horseshoe shaped. So you have the main house on one side and a courtyard in the middle, and then you'll have stables, and either stables or another house of some sorts in the middle connecting the two. And on our farm, we have the main house where we live, then we have the stables across the courtyard for us. And then in the connecting section of the farm, my best friend Anne lives. And that is perfect because Anne takes over everything when we leave. Misa moves in with her and her dog, and yeah, that is just the perfect solution. Misa really likes being with her. She doesn't care so much for her dog. Misa is not a dog person. She's not a cat person either, though. A person. I'm sorry. Of course she's not a person, but creature. She's not a dog creature, dog-loving creature. And also not a cat-loving creature. We have teeny tiny little kittens here, and she is so scared of them. She will not pass the courtyard if one of them are out there playing. But yeah, she ignores Anna's dog, but she is very fond of staying with Anna. She is happy there and safe, confident. So we are absolutely comfortable leaving her there. Then there was another question about these. The elves that I have all over, they're actually Nisse, but elves, let's just go with that. These. Someone asked if I had made them myself. I wish. But I cannot sew to save my life, which is such a shame, because I just Googled it and a pattern does exist. Mine is store-bought, but a pattern does exist. I don't know that that pattern is available in any other language than Danish, but if you search for My Like Nisse, and I am gonna put it here. If you search for that, probably you need to search for My Like Nisse Mønster, which means My Like, the name of these, Nisse, elf, and then Mønster is pattern. Then I saw a lot of patterns come up. Pinterest has a lot of links to patterns for these lovely little creatures. So it's definitely a possibility to make them yourself. I have no idea about sewing patterns if you're able to work from a pattern written in another language. If Google can help you translate. I know with knitting patterns, Google can sort of help you. And then for all of the abbreviations and the technical terms, you just YouTube them. Plug it into YouTube, search, and a video will come up showing you how to do the technique. And then, of course, you will recognize, oh, that is twisted ribbing, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, definitely a possibility, but maybe it will take just a little bit of fiddling things around to get them. I'm also sure that you'd be able to find somewhere that will ship internationally. Then you just omit Mønster, the last word that I put here. Then you just search My Like Nisse. Then I think you can get your mitts on them. And they are cute. I really love them. They also come in the form of an advent calendar. The one that I have my Cami Jo Knits advent on is not a My Like, but it's quite similar. So they will have like little pockets and little rings on them where you can put 24 little presents. So cute. I have those for my grandchildren. Another question that I also get asked a lot is about the Nthon. And if you're new to this channel and you have no idea what the Nthon is, it's a biannual event where knitters from all over the world join to knit, crochet, embroider, stitch, whatever, create together for 24 hours. Now, of course, you don't have to keep going strong for 24 hours. You are always welcome to pop in and out as is convenient for you. As I usually say, we will keep your seat for you. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. Typically, there will be different knitting podcasters going live almost every hour on the hour throughout the 24 hours. So it is, yeah, a lot of fun, and I will always announce it on my regular channel and on Instagram, and the next one will probably be in April. Typically we will go for April and October. So we have a spring knit-a-thon and a fall knit-a-thon, and they're just these wonderful, wonderful events. For Peter, the main event of the knit-a-thon is when Malene, the playful knitter, she also has a beautiful Vlogmas, I'm just saying. I will link her channel below. Yeah, she will go live on Saturday night and play beautiful piano music for us. She's a pianist and a knitter. So yeah, if you haven't joined the knit-a-thon before, you should definitely join us this year because it is a lot of fun. And I think there was one more question we have here. A new question, just like the one about the elves. The other day I was showing how I was blocking my perfect little cardigan. It's, by the way, dry now. I need to try it on. I need to figure out if I need buttons or not. But yeah, my life hasn't been like that for the last couple of days. Am I the only one who always gets these little knots in the yarn? Well, anyway, someone asked me, don't you rinse out the soap after soaking your garment? And no, I do not, because I use a no rinse soap. I would not recommend doing this with a regular wool wash. It needs to be a no rinse, like the Eucalan or the Knit IQ. There's probably a lot of different brands that does these no rinse wool washes. Just look for no rinse, then you're good. Before I knew about no rinse wool washes, I would simply soak my woolens in either lanolin, which you can in Denmark get on the pharmacy. I'm sure you can get it all over the world, pharmacies, drugstores, something like that. I would either use just pure lanolin to clean my wools, or I would use hair conditioner. The only problem with using hair conditioner is you need to really use hot water and whip, like take a little bit of hot water and the conditioner in a cup and then whip until the conditioner is completely dissolved. Because if you just put it in the water and put your sweater in, it's not going to dissolve. There's just going to be little lumps of conditioner here and there. So a good, like a tablespoon of hair conditioner in a cup of very warm water, and just stir it until it's completely diluted. I don't know, until you can't tell the difference between the conditioner and the water. And then just in a warm bath and put in your woolens. It's not wool wash, but it's better than using soap for your woolens. At least that's what I think. So yeah, you know, I'm actually getting close to the point where I need to separate for the sleeves. I want to do that. And then I need to do a little bit of work. I have not done any work at all today.
Time for all to settle down. Leave their worries. I wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star.